Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of the McKinney Podcast. We celebrate what makes us unique by nature, and this is the first time we've ever had a complete do-over episode.
That's correct.
In our more than 70 episodes of doing this.
In our storied history.
Yeah,
Everything happens for a reason.
That's right.
Yeah. Fun fact, Lidiya was here, Lidiya Dunn, owner of Maid In Texas, wonderful American success story that she is. She recorded back in, was it December, early December?
October.
Was it November?
October.
It was October. Oh my gosh.
October. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was the very first session. I should have known because we were in here in October. Yeah. So Lidiya was in the first set of recordings in this brand new studio, and we had some technical difficulties, and like half of her episode was lost. So obviously, we're not going to try to piece that together because it was an amazing conversation. So here you are. You have graciously came back to give us
happy to be
a
back.
second time.
We had so much fun.
That's
It
right.
was fantastic, honestly.
It was a great episode. Yeah,
I can't
great.
tell you. I'm glad no one else was here late on a Thursday night when I was pulling files off of my hard drives and sending them to my producer who does all the editing and whatnot, because when I realized that there was a chunk missing from your episode, I'm glad no one else was in the office then, because there was a lot of shouting and lots of profanity of trying to figure out what happened. And then come to find out there is no explanation. The technology just brain farted
just a flip.
like it does sometimes.
Just technology.
So we're going to recreate the best of it and figure out some ways to make the second version even better.
We can do it.
Lidiya, you're obviously from deep East Texas. You have a deep redneck accent.
Correct.
Yeah. So
I always
what
say,
part of
I'm
Texas
from
are you from?
East Texas.
East Texas.
Yes.
That's the general
Far
answer.
East Texas.
Far East.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So Fred, go ahead and hit her with that first question.
When your feet first touched the earth, what was that soil? Where was it?
You mean like in my life or
Yes,
in United
in
States?
your life.
Baby
In your
Lidiya.
life.
Where did Baby Lidiya start out?
Baby Lidiya started in Crimea.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
I'm
Ukraine.
not actually, well, that's the debatable
at
right
that
now.
time,
Yes. Well, it
the
was
rightful soil of
Soviet Union.
the
Let's put it this way.
sovereign union of the sovereign country of Ukraine.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
then Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's where I was born.
The Crimea Peninsula,
Yes.
the geopolitical epicenter of
That's
intrigue.
where my parents grew up.
Yeah.
And that's where I was born and lived for 3 months of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if my feet at that point touched the ground, but I definitely swam in the Black Sea
Yeah.
with my mom. Yes.
I'm going to assume that Baby Lydia's feet touched the ground at some point.
I would
Even
say
if
so.
or your knees touched the ground for sure, as you were crawling.
yes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a beautiful peninsula. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It has palm trees. It has 4 seasons. It has mountains, beautiful beaches.
How warm is the summer?
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot, but the water is still cold.
No,
No.
it's warm.
Is it?
Yeah. It's maybe not like Florida warm, but it's pretty warm. It's way warmer than California water.
Yeah, California
Yes.
water. I've been
Yes.
No
on
one
the beach
goes
in
to the
LA.
California beaches for the water.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're either surfing on top of the water or you're lounging on the beach.
No,
right.
seriously. Only kids can swim in there,
Yeah.
and surfers.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
It's cold.
So you're there for 3 months, then what?
My dad was in the military.
Uh-huh.
He was an officer in Soviet Union Army. And so we had to go back after vacation with my mom. And we had to back, and he was stationed in Kazakhstan at that time, which is way far east of. It's on. We lived on the border with China.
Yeah, halfway to China, most of the way to China.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We lived on the border with China because my dad was military translator
Mm-hmm.
from Russian to Chinese.
Well, and that
Oh.
part of China is Cantonese, right? It's not Mandarin.
Mandarin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
No,
that-
it's not Mandarin.
Yeah, it's Cantonese, the other major
Yes.
language. Yeah, because Mandarin is like northeast, northern China, and then southern and western China
That
is
was
Cantonese,
more, yes, it was more
Yeah.
southern. Yeah, western.
which is a very, very different language. It does not sound much like Mandarin at all.
Yes.
So,
And over there in Kazakhstan, they have a brutal winters.
oh yeah.
Brutal winters.
Well, it's basically southern Siberia, right?
Mhm. Yes, it's very, very cold.
And
So-
how long were you there?
Oh, we lived there for 5 years, coming back to Crimea every summer for vacation. Then he was sent to Hungary, which was not Soviet Union. Kazakhstan was Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Hungary was Soviet bloc.
Yeah.
So that's where we lived for another 5 years.
And so what do you remember? What was it like, in terms of society and, let's go ahead and ask the big word, freedoms, what do you remember from
As
that
the
time?
daughter of a Soviet soldier.
We had, it was, in Soviet Union, it was, because we never lived in a big city. I grew up on a military basis. Everybody were pretty much equal, the same. Mm-hmm. The freedom, kids all played together, fathers were working together, mothers were friends. So I don't know. In that case, it was no society. Like, I didn't see people from more privileged families, I would say, how they lived in big cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg and stuff like that. So I had pretty great life. My parents were awesome. Yes.
It's interesting because, we had Vesta in here earlier, and she was talking about having food ratios and standing in lines and, being told,
We did. We had that as well, because when we would go back to Crimea, like when I grew up on a military base, especially when we lived in Hungary, it was, food was different and it was more selection.
Yeah.
And when in Crimea, my grandparents lived in a small village, but it was only 30 minutes walk to the beach.
Yeah.
And yes, one of our chores was to go stay in line because the bread was brought to the store twice a week. But this is not to me, every time when somebody would ask me about my life in that time, it would not be something I'd default to.
Yeah.
So it was just a part of the
It's
life.
just what you did.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was our children's, it was our chore before we can go to the beach.
Sure.
Stay in line. Get it? So then grandma will come and get the bread, take it, and we can go to the beach.
Nice.
Oh.
So when you lived in Hungary, Soviet bloc is essentially a long time military occupation of a different country.
Correct.
It's not, culturally the same as Russia.
Absolutely not.
Kazakhstan obviously is not the same as Russia, but it's pretty similar in a lot of ways.
Right.
And Hungary,
it was one of the republics.
yeah,
Yes.
Hungary's not.
No.
What was it like for you living as, part of a military occupation? The native Hungarians had to be a little bit weird about you being in their country, right?
Well, I was pretty much the family of occupation, lived in a military base.
Yeah.
I did not
Did you ever
know
see
that.
any native Hungarians while you were there?
Well, yes, we did, because we were next to the village, and the people who lived around the military base there, I remember my mom being told, don't go to there just with the kids, you don't need to do. But we I've never remember mean people in there.
Okay.
Everybody was super nice. It was a little village, and I remember they were growing flowers in there.
Huh.
It's like rows of flowers, and we would go buy flowers from them. Sometimes they would give us flowers. I never met mean people in there, or being scared of somebody.
Yeah.
I've heard, be careful.
Yeah.
Because obviously people were very not happy, let's
Against
say.
the presence of the Soviet
Exactly.
army in their country.
But I guess as a normal people, sometimes when you see kids, you're not going to be doing something towards the kids.
No.
So that's how it was. And it was a little town called Papa in Hungary. Now we lived in a military base, walking distance and it was one of those cutest European towns. You walk with the downtown and the square and everything. It was really, really pretty.
Wow.
Yes.
So cafes and bakeries.
Correct.
And,
Correct. I actually had, because of that experience when I was growing up, and in Soviet Union, it was not the case. In Soviet Union, you go get potatoes and it's has chunks of dirt on them. Still you're buying it that way. And my life, when I was growing up, it's I would love to have vegetable and fruits, not stand, the store, where I can send everything that will be pretty on the stands and everything. So that was my dream. I'm not joking. That was my dream. How I wanted to, so people can come and buy nice, beautiful fruit and fresh.
Yeah.
Because it was not necessarily the case in the stores of Soviet Union.
So obviously there's a long way between that part of your life and when you find your way to America and get a fresh start and get to recreate yourself as the person you choose to be rather than the person the state tells you you're going to be.
That's correct.
Yeah. How do we get to that chapter as you found your way with an opportunity to come to America?
Well, that was interesting because I met my future husband over there. My cousin moved to United States a few years prior than I did, and he is a family friend. And so he came to vacation in there. That's how we met. And so we decided, okay, I didn't speak any English. Luckily, my cousin was able to translate wherever it is, but then letters were, of course, you translate it and you write the letter and everything. So that's how I came here. But between that, the Soviet Union, I was 17 years old when Soviet Union fell apart. But I moved in here, I was 26. So 9 years, but I knew it would be no American dream, even when it was no Soviet Union anymore.
Yeah.
When Russia, it was each republic became independent country, and we were working. It was private stores now, private businesses. Some people opened the businesses. I knew for me it would be not something, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. And so when I was not given a chance, decided that I want to move here, I was like, yes, I will do it. I'll do it. And if I don't like it, I can go back. But if I would not come and see how it is, I would never forgive myself, because I always would ask myself questions for the rest of the life. What if?
What if? That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
And I'm glad
Isn't
I
that
did.
the question that can kill you? Where you just,
Yes.
where you can't get past.
And this is exact my thought was.
Yeah.
Because it was scary.
Yeah.
You know, it was very scary. I was coming, but I was literally talking out loud to myself. I was like, nobody's going to prison you there.
Yeah.
You're going to come and see. And if you don't like it, and if you don't like your future husband, if you don't like anything in here, you can go back.
Yeah.
But if you never go and find out, you will never know.
I get it.
So now,
were you, sorry, go
did you
ahead.
go to college?
Yes.
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 What were you studying?
I did go to college. I have a major in history, and I was a teacher
Okay.
and school for 3 years.
So you
Okay.
you,
Two and
you
a
were
half.
teaching history?
Yes.
Okay.
Professional educator.
All right.
Professional educator, yes. I do feel for the teachers, yes.
Yeah.
So over there, are there private schools and state schools, or is it all just state schools?
It's still state school, but they do have private schools.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it is-
just for perspective, what year were you teaching, and how much was your
You mean my
annual pay?
students?
Yes.
Middle school.
Middle school.
Middle school,
Okay.
mainly 6th, 7th grade.
Okay. And what was your annual pay?
Oh, I don't remember. I seriously do not
No.
remember.
Fred, that's a very personal question. I don't know why you're asking
Because
that.
it was back then, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, but
No, I seriously don't remember. Not even
I apologize
close.
for my co-host. He's
okay.
so rude.
That's okay.
So
I'm going
rude.
to ask the hard questions because, we have a lot of teachers that listen.
And
you know,
by the
and that's
way,
always
in
a
that
question.
time,
How much do they
yes,
get paid?
yes.
The answer to the question is not nearly enough to put up with what they have to put up with.
Yes.
Same as police and firefighters. Yeah.
That's very true.
Would you say that middle school students over there are on the same level as middle school students
I
here?
mean,
The absolute worst.
you see, education over there is not as long as here.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about my daughter. 13 years in school. Over there, you go 11.
Mm-hmm.
When I grew up, it was 10. You get everything in 10 years.
Oh, wow. So you're
7
done
to 17.
in what, 16?
17.
7 to
17.
17. You don't go to school until you're 7.
Oh, wow.
Mature enough to
That's
sit
so
still.
much better.
Yes.
I don't know.
5-year-olds can't do nothing, man.
I don't know if my children would have survived being home for 2 more years.
Elizabeth might have found a way to dispose of them.
That's
No,
right.
but we did have here. It's really the childcare is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, was state-owned childcare too. So you just go to childcare.
So it's paid for through your
Yes.
taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Everything was paid through your taxes, and
Wow.
there was no childcare through summertime. It's like they worked on the same schedule. No, it was. I don't remember, but I mean, my childcares were awesome.
Wow.
Awesome. When I remember the ones I remember, one time I escaped just because I wouldn't want to.
escaped?
Yes.
You were just curious.
You went,
Well, the thing got to my grandmother. I was like, "Oh, your childcare is so close to school, you can just go home." I was like, one day, I was like, "Okay, I'll just go home." Yes.
Wow. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I know. That's
Jeez.
right. That's right. No, but it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you find yourself in the States. Were you on a typical 6-month visa?
Yes. Something. It was like 6 months. Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
So you had
That's
6 months to figure out, do I like this boy enough to stick
No,
with him?
you know, I've known him by that time because we met, we talked, and we
Yeah.
were communicating and everything.
how long
But
were you
yes,
corresponding by letter?
A year.
A year.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because it's a process for him to do the fiancé visa, Then I had to go do the interview and get the visa,
embassy and all that.
Embassy, yes. And that point, I had to go all the way to Poland
Wow.
to get it.
Well, yeah, because there's no representation where you were living.
Yes.
And did you promise that you were going to come back and you weren't going to stay? Did they?
No, I didn't promise anything. I was leaving. That was it. I was leaving for good, but it was just my thought. I had a mindset that I am not going to scout. I'm just moving. That's it. That's how it was.
All in. You were all in.
I was all in.
All in is
That's right.
done.
Yes.
Let's go, man.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And actually, this February 10th, it's 25 years since I moved.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
25
awesome.
years.
All
since
for
I
a
moved
boy.
in. Yes.
Well, all for a life that one determines for
Correct.
themselves.
Yes. And I mean, and they, of course, like we did not know each other very well, but he's like, I will help you, like, if you want to come. And would I say it was a first love from first sight? No, it wasn't. But
made it work.
25 years since I came February 10th, and in April we'll have a 25th year anniversary for our wedding.
Wow.
Wow, that was quick.
So
February,
got here in
March,
February, got married
2
in
months.
April.
We had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she only had 6 months before she had to leave again. If she wasn't
Yes.
married to an
Yeah,
American.
Right.
Yeah, but you picked that pretty quickly, though. Yeah, I figured you
Oh,
might wait till, 4 or 5 months.
You got to make him wait for it a little bit, right?
Nah,
Nah.
nah. It was all
When
good.
you know, you know.
yes. It was all good. Yes. And the 25, I've been talking to him yesterday. I was like, I cannot believe 25 years.
Yeah.
We still didn't kill each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And so did people ask if he had a mail order bride?
Of course. It's in the beginning, especially people
Yeah.
were asking. And
Were you offended?
Nah.
Too easy
She
going.
doesn't seem like the kind of
no.
Ukrainian women don't get easily offended. They have thick
no,
skin.
I am not. Yeah, it's just it's a question was normal, and another question I always get: do you drink vodka?
Well, it's water over there.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
not for
everybody
me.
drinks water.
I cannot drink. I mean, maybe in a cocktail, but I don't
Yeah.
do shots. I lived in the United States for 25 years, guys. I've never had a tequila shot in my life.
Well, yeah.
You're not missing anything.
This is
Says the
exactly
guy
what
who
I
doesn't
figured.
drink.
Like, well,
That's what I'm saying. Like, people's like, it's experience. I was like, I don't want to lose next day
That's right.
in my life.
Oh,
you
listen,
know?
I tried it, and like my friends, they were like knocking them back and like, here, you got to try 'em. I was like, okay. And I was like,
You got to have it with the lime wedge and the salted
Salt.
rim.
I
Yes.
tried all that.
All by itself, I mean, you better have some really, really high quality tequila. Otherwise,
All I
it's-
did was
it's
I made
unpleasant.
3 different faces. I made the what on earth is this face? I made the that sour face, and then I made the salty face. I was like,
Yep.
I think they did it just for entertainment value.
Right.
Like, here, take this. And then I actually watched someone, that tequila's the one with the worm, right?
Depends on if you have like an authentic añejo Mexican tequila. Yeah, some of them have worms in them, but that's more for branding than anything else now.
yes.
I pass. I was like, nah,
It's alcohol. Nothing survives in there.
I don't care. I'm not having it.
That's right.
So, how'd you make your way? Like, you get here, you marry the boy. How did you build a life in America?
Obviously, you didn't go into teaching.
No, I didn't. I came, like I said, I came with no English. I took English in school, but of course, by that time, I already forgot everything. When you don't practice the language, you forget.
So they teach
It's
English.
easy.
It was English compulsory?
Yes. Yeah, we had, when I grew up, we did have like choice, kind of like United States too. You can choose what
Spanish, French.
foreign language
Yeah.
you use, English or French wasn't, English and German was more common. French, if they had a teacher, but I knew always I wanted to have English. And I could understand. I could say my name is Lidiya and I live in Crimea in English, stuff like that. But when I went to interview for the visa, of course, all the embassy workers, they spoke Russian, whatever language.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said this
so-
was Poland, right?
It was in Poland, but they
So-
did speak
yeah.
Russian.
Yeah.
They did. And so I came on February 10th. And within a week, I'm not joking, maybe 10 days, I enrolled into school to learn
Wow.
English.
Love it.
And by the end of May, I was already speaking language. So I took a little bit more classes to be a little bit more confident
Yeah.
in my language during summertime. But I came in 2001. So September 11th happened in
Wow.
September. And remember there was the first day that I was watching only American TV, only in English.
Yeah.
And I was understanding everything, what was going on. And in October, I got my first job. So I worked one job, then I got bored. I got another job.
And that was here in Dallas? Or in
No,
DFW
it was in
area?
California.
California.
Yes. I came to LAX. I remember it was 5:30 p.m. on February 10th, 2001.
So when you left, did you go east or west? Did you come across the Atlantic Ocean and then cross the U.S. to get to California? Or did you go east from
No,
where
you're
you were
going to
living?
over Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, surely
Yes,
she would
Greenland,
go
Canada.
over Greenland and
Uh-huh.
Canada and then
Yes,
down to
yes,
California.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So the flight from Moscow to LA is 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, nonstop. And that's basically how it worked. I had 2 jobs, and then I was like, my husband was like, "Why don't you want to open a business?" Like, what kind of business? Like, no startup money, just simple. And he had friends who was in a house cleaning business. And I remember one of my jobs third job was paychecks. First year you're learning. And once you finish the phases of learning, they give you a raise. So it was interesting. I was it was like literally you can get a raise within 2 months, within 3 weeks, depends how you finish the course. Then you go and do big training in New York State, all expensive paid for 2 weeks. It was awesome too. California girl went in January, had to buy a whole new wardrobe, but it was fun in Buffalo, New York. And
Buffalo in January.
Yes.
That's
Doesn't
got to
sound
be
fun.
That's a different ride than California.
Right, exactly. So,
But you're
and-
familiar with cold, so there was no big deal.
Yes, it was fine. Yeah, I didn't. We had a girl there from Florida who never saw the snow before.
She was miserable.
It was snowing. No,
No?
she was outside
Loving
just
it?
looking at snowflakes, touching the snow. Like literally never saw snow in her life. And after I got that done, and I realized my next raise will be in a year, 3%. And I have to answer the phone every day. And it was I'm like, no, I think I'm ready to open a business.
Yep.
Because it would be something more. I need to be moving. I cannot be behind the desk from 8 to 5. And when I announced it to people, I'm going to open my own business, the guy was sitting next to me in a cubicle. He was like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I want my 8 to 5, turn on my brain and go home after work or during the weekend. Because it's true, when you own your business,
You're never
you're
closed.
working. You're
Right.
working all the time.
Yep. And we got 3 business owners sitting at this table right now.
That's right.
Yes.
We all understand each other.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. Because some people said, no, he said, I don't want to do it. Some people, oh, now you can take a vacation whenever you want. I was like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's something only people who have never done it say.
That's right.
And it's been, in 2006, I opened my first house cleaning business. So in October will be 20 years I've been in this type of business.
Wow. How's it different now from when it was then? The profession, the janitorial, the residential services industry.
The biggest difference, you know what the first thing I've done before I even opened the doors? I had yellow pages, contract on paper.
Oh, wow.
For several yellow pages signed, because that's how people found us in that time,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
And now when I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, oh, nobody even knew about business Google in that time yet.
Nope.
Yeah, that's how people found you.
Right.
They found you in yellow pages in 2006. Believe it or not, you think it's not that long ago? If people don't remember, that's how it was.
Yep.
We had several cities. We signed the paper. My husband's friend was in Yellow Pages business. He was very happy because we signed several contracts and stuff like that. I don't even remember when we departed from that. But the other day I got Yellow Pages in my mailbox like a month ago.
Skinny.
It was like this thick.
Yep.
And before it was this thick.
Yep.
So that's the difference. It was basically, I remember how I was trying to convince my husband, because I started the business, he joined 2 years later. I remember how I was trying to convince him to start doing texting to customers. He was like, no, we have to be personal. We have to call. And it's like, I'm not saying we should not call at all, but I said texting is going to be. And one of the reasons convinced him, we couldn't get a collection of payment from one of the customers. And we called her and left her voicemails. We emailed, nothing. And I picked up the phone, my personal at that time, and I texted her. And I said, hey, your card didn't go through. She responded to me within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll call you right now with the new card.
And she
we couldn't get her for 3 days.
Wow.
Yep.
Via phone calls and emails.
I'm not going to lie. I'm like that too. If you call me, there's a 40% chance I'll answer.
Yes.
If you text me, there is a 100% chance you'll hear back from me within 20, 30 minutes. If I'm in a meeting, you won't hear from me until the meeting's over, obviously. But if I'm not actively in a meeting, the text is always, Fred, are you like that too?
Yeah,
Text?
it depends. Lots of times I'll park my phone face down and I'm just editing, and then, multiple hours go by and I'm like,
I've experienced that.
Yes.
And I realize people can be busy. Majority of the time, adults are not like teenagers who have their phones glued to them, basically.
Yeah.
But that was the when I'm thinking about back, like Yellow Pages, then convincing to go do texting for communication. Right now, I'm thinking about it like we do call. We do call a lot because it's a personable business, what we do.
Yeah.
And people want to be talked to, and sometimes you can interpret the text
That's right.
the way you want to interpret it.
You can put tone into the text.
You can put the tone into the text. And then sometimes when it's not sensitive, but something we wanted to make sure is understood correctly from us, we definitely would call.
Makes sense.
Yes.
So how did Made in Texas come about?
We opened the business in 2006 in California.
And it was made in California?
It was not made in California. It was Spotless Maids.
Spotless Maids.
Yes, we still have it over there. And I came up with the logo. I made a logo on Microsoft Word, using whatever it is, came up with the logo, put it on the business cards, ordered the business cards. It was blue with the little bubbles on them and stuff. I chose the font and everything. And we had no computer program or anything. I had the calendar. And I was printing out work orders like on the printer when I started getting the workers working for me and stuff. Because first 2 years I cleaned like everybody else. So I know this business from inside out. So I know how hard it can be. And when I'm talking to my potential cleaners right now who are working with us, when I communicate with them, when I'm telling them what customer wants and needs, I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
Once, speaking about tequila, one time I broke a very expensive bottle of tequila in customer's house. Just knocked it over the top of the fridge and it went all over the kitchen floor. Yes, they were not happy about it, but things happen.
Yep.
So the Spotless Maids started, and then when we decided to move to Texas, I just didn't want to do Spotless Maids. I don't know, I was tired of that name, I guess, or something like that. And I had a friend in a marketing business, they're still there. It's like, I want something interesting. And we're moving to Texas. I wanted to have a logo and a name before we even move. And first it was Made in America, but it was so many of them. Like we started looking, it was so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to Made in Texas. And it was three of us sitting at the table thinking like, what would be the catchphrase, and something big in Texas and don't mess with Texas and, go big or go home or all this. And that the girl was still working. I was like, what about messes in Texas? I was like, I love it. And that's how it came.
I love your tagline.
Yes, Made in Texas.
It is one of the best.
We make sure there's no messes in Texas.
We make sure there's no messes in Texas.
That's correct.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a car before, the different car, and I had a logo on my car. Not wrap, but just a
magnet?
Not a magnet.
You had something, a decal.
Exactly, decal. Here is the word, yes. I got so many compliments from people, like when I will walk from parking lot, people like, I love it. I love your logo. I love your name and everything like that.
Did you ever have one of those vanity license plates that said like Made TX or something like that?
Never.
Okay.
I never did. I did, like I said, we had a decal and stuff, but I've never done that. I don't know. It just probably could be good, but it's just.
People that put vanity plates on their cars are weird. So
says the guy with the vanity.
Don't look at the back of my truck. It may or may not say RiskWell on the license plate.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know.
Minus the vowels, right?
No,
Well, you have to be creative.
RSKWLL.
Yes.
And of course, my wife is like, "Why did you put risk wall or risk will?" I was like, "No, it's an E. The E is missing." It's like, "Well, there's no vowel. We don't know what it's saying. It
Right.
could be risk wool for all we know."
Right.
Like, stop being difficult.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
No. Okay. So, how do you move to Texas? You just decided to go to a different market.
Throw darts.
Yeah. Did you
Well, no,
decide
definitely
Texas
not. It
specifically?
was Texas specific. Well, the thing is, we knew we wanted to open a business again.
Yep.
And we wanted the area where we know it's just, we can start the business and it will go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were looking for business-friendly state as well. That's one of the reasons, like, I would not move from California, but California is not business-friendly, small business-friendly.
Yeah. Not
In
at all.
my business, the workers' comp right now, when we were there, workers' comp was close to 27%. Right now, it's over 40.
40.
Yes.
Your rate is 40 per 100 of payroll?
Correct. Wow. How do you make money?
Oh
You
my
don't.
gosh.
So that's the whole point. Like, it was like literally you do not make any profit and you have to pay out of your pocket. Just your expenses come out over 100%.
And you still have a business there with
Yes.
employees?
Yes, I do.
We need to talk later. Goodness.
Yes. So, but the thing
That's-
is, not
that's
employees.
obscene.
They're 1099s. That's how I would.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. You found
That's
your
all.
workaround and you had them sign
Yes.
the acknowledgement for independent contractor
Yes,
status.
we switched from employees to independent workers in 2012,
Okay.
and we moved here in 2017. Because when we predicted our workers comp, our payroll for a year, and we paid a premium of $1,400 a month for workers comp.
Oh my
When we
gosh.
had $1,400 a month, when we had audit in the end of November and December, the remaining bill was $22,000.
Wow.
We got that bill close to Christmas time.
It's like
That year of 2000, the New Year night, 2011, 2012, me and my husband, we spoke the whole entire, instead of celebrating, we made a plan. Like, our daughter was, in that time, she was 2 years old, she was already sleeping. So we made a plan and we switched,
Wow.
starting the switch to the independent workers.
What I heard you say is that insurance ruined Christmas that year.
It didn't. It's actually, it was Bill, yes, it
Goddamn
did.
insurance people. They're the
Yeah.
worst, I tell you.
I know.
The worst.
I know. You sometimes guys can be difficult. That's true. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not just kidding. We are the worst.
Yeah. So, and that's what it was. And it's all these things we
The cost of doing business in
experienced.
California is
exactly
considerably
And,
higher all the way around.
Yes, it is.
horrible.
It's not
higher. It's horrible.
right because
Yes.
somebody has to pay taxes.
But the thing is, everything costs more in California. All of the residential services also cost more. So you're able to charge more because everything is more
Because that's
expensive.
the baseline. It's the standard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing was easier for me. California does not charge sales tax on service.
Really?
They don't.
I didn't know that.
There was something new here. I had to learn.
Okay.
Yes.
So you moved here in 2017.
17.
Okay.
We
And
moved
you've
here.
won awards every year since.
Yes,
Every
I
year,
like-
Lydia.
Yes.
Yeah, I would reach across the table and brush your shoulder off if I could reach that far. Yeah, it's all you do is win, 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 no matter what.
I try to.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And that's another thing is if you want to be recognized, you have to be present.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Must be
That's
present
the
to win,
one-
right, Fred?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
amen.
to be present to be remembered.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of things that people don't understand. If you want your business to be known, if you want people to know you, you have to be there for them to remember you.
Yeah. So how do you show up? What's showing up look like for you and your business? Because you've got a team. I know you're not scrubbing the windowsill anymore.
No, I
but
don't.
we had the windowsill conversation because we've had some exit jobs a couple of times with you,
Right.
and we're the two houses we've left. You guys have cleaned,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was only one house. Sorry, it was a townhouse before we knew you.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. You guys did the deep cleaning exit for our house in Plano,
Right.
and you were standing in my living room talking about how important it is for you to the blinds and the windowsills are a telltale sign of a cleaner who cares versus a cleaner who's just doing it as fast as they can.
That's correct. Because I was just talking about that the other day too, because even if you go to model home, beautiful, right? You go walk throughout, pull out the curtain, open up the blinds or shutters, if there will be a dead bugs.
Yep.
Even in the house like that, because that's what happens. And this is how important all those details.
Yeah.
And for me, as switching to show up how I show up, like I said, I cannot be behind the desk. And I've been behind the desk for a long time.
Yep.
We cleaned first, then behind the desk, until we grew to the point that we could get help in the office. And yes, to me, is communicating with people remembering me.
Yeah.
Like, people say, oh, I love your accent. It's so pretty. I said, I'm not going to get rid of it because I don't think I can. Unless I will train to be a spy. Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying too hard. But it became...
I can totally see her being a spy.
Lidiya Dunn, Russian spy.
Double agent.
Right.
Ukrainian
spy. that would be hard for me because...
Ukrainian spy doesn't sound right. Russian spy.
Right.
But Russia's the bad guys. Ukrainian spy would be a good spy.
Oh, right. No, I don't spy as a spy, know? Yeah.
Okay. So the question we always like to have near the end of an episode is, why McKinney? Someone like you, you're a gritty, hardworking, smart lady. You're going to be successful no matter where you go or what you do. You're a cat. You're going to land on your feet every time. That's just how you're wired. Why McKinney?
I hope so. Why McKinney?
You could be here anywhere. You chose to be here.
Because it was most growing area. Like we were going with the flow. A lot of people were moving to DFW area. And we figured with the housing market in here, that would be definitely, like I said, no matter how many house cleaning companies you have around here, we all can have
always
work.
Need one more.
Yes, we always can share the work. We always can. It will be enough for everybody to be in the market. If you go to small town and that is on the middle of nowhere, like when we moved, that's what Sherman was. Right now it's different, but right now we're moving towards Sherman as well because that's where everybody goes.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, and now we're planning on, so McKinney was the where we wanted to land. And in that case, it was already schools. When we were deciding where we wanted to live with, we had elementary school daughter, and that time the school district.
Yeah.
That's what determined where we landed city-wise.
And that has not changed. McKinney ISD is still
Yes.
near the best in the state, even with all these funding challenges.
Correct. When we came, she was elementary. Now she's a junior. She's about to graduate, and I'm about to cry. But yes.
So as we wrap up towards the end of your conversation here, what do you want people to know about Lidiya Dunn? What's the message you want them to receive when they think of you, when they think of your company, Made in Texas? What is it that you want to tell them? Whether it's something that's really important to you or a word of inspiration or encouragement or whatever, because our audience comes from all walks of life. We got soccer moms listening in the car. We got other business people, just random citizens that find this entertaining and enjoyable. What's your word of encouragement or inspiration for them?
Don't be afraid of doing something. Like if you want to do something, if you have something in your mind you want to try, do it. Because if you don't, you may regret it. But if you don't like what you started, you can always go back and take a different path. So just try it and see how it goes. Because like I said, if I would never come here, I don't even know how my life would probably map out if I stayed in Crimea. I don't know. I think about that very, very all the time, at least once a month. All these years, 25 years, how my life would be. Just do it. Don't be afraid, because it is always a way to go back, but sometimes you may not going to be able to go forward because that door will be already closed.
What year did Russia invade Crimea? I'm trying to think of because it was like right before the Olympics were held in that Black Sea town. It was not Baku. What's the Winter
Sevastopol?
Olympics? Yeah, it was what was the
Sochi.
city that Sochi.
remember.
Thank you. It was like something. Yeah, because it's on the Black Sea. It's a resort town, and the Crimea invasion happened just a few months before that Olympics was going on. It's like
No, it was right after.
right after. Okay, so you still have family in
No,
Crimea.
wait. No, it was right after. Yes, it was. Yes. We are Russians, my family.
Okay.
Yeah, so
she could be a Russian spy.
Yes.
Would you quit?
I could be. That's right. I could be. And the Crimea became part of Russia in 2014.
14. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it will be 12 years.
Okay.
Wow.
This March.
That that seems like so far ago now.
Yes.
I'm going to hit you with the ask for that final question.
Okay.
The final question.
Okay. Putting on your best spy survival mind. Who would win in a fight between a giant polar bear, 12 feet tall, against a great white shark, maybe 18 feet long? They're in a body of water. It's only 6 feet deep, but it goes on for infinity. There's no edge, no pool, no shoreline, no shallow. It's 6 feet deep all the way around the entirety of the earth. Who wins that fight? Giant polar bear or great white shark?
How tall is polar bear?
12 feet. He can stand up easily in the water.
Now listen, now you don't need to qualify her answer. She just gave her answer.
She said, how tall is the polar bear? Didn't you say how tall is the polar bear?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In this case, I would say polar bear.
No.
Huh. Oh, man, polar bear's on a streak today, man. Why is the polar bear clearly the better choice?
The polar bear because it has more support
Yeah.
for himself.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you do, if I'm using a right word,
Uh-huh.
Because if you can stand up, unfortunately, shark can't.
Mm-hmm.
If it would be deep water,
Yeah.
my answer would be the different.
Yeah, mine too.
Maybe we need to
But
change it.
in this case, excellent answer, Lydia. You were so insightful there. I like that answer a lot.
That's why she would survive as a spy.
Would you drop it with the spy stuff? That is like four
question is-
I'm
dimensions.
enrolling in spy school.
my
I'm
gosh,
serious.
That's right. What would your spy
Apparently,
name be? Would you be
Fred wants to join you in spy
Would you be
school.
like Natasha?
Nikita. Right, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. We're so offsides.
Oh my
We
God, that's funny.
Okay, so yeah, talk to this lady. Anybody out there in audience land, find her. She's easy to find. She's probably down for coffee or lunch with anybody, making a new friend, new local connection, new potential customer. She's down
That's
for
right.
anything.
And I just want to say, we've been using Made in Texas for I don't know how many years now, and we absolutely 100% look forward to when the person comes, because I'm not saying we're trashy or we're dirty or any of those other things, but
You're busy.
just busy.
Yes.
And for those people listening, James and I, we don't get paid to interview people, and we certainly don't do anything. There's no gain in anything here. We just want to celebrate.
We're telling good stories.
That's right.
That's all we're
ultimately
about.
that. And when we looked around and realized that our lives are so busy, and we need to be doing what we're best at, and what our purpose and what our focus is, and we do the general things around our home, but man, when Lydia's person comes in, right now it's Laura. We love Laura. Those things are just handled, and there is nothing better than that freshly cleaned home. And the fact is that we're getting business done, and this is being handled, and it is
I appreciate
so
that,
worth
because
it.
that's the goal. That's the goal. And for me to help people, because even a lot of times, like, you have a stay-at-home mom, but when stay-at-home mom has to deal with 4 kids,
That's right.
chauffeuring them around,
Absolutely.
there's no time.
No.
I don't call them stay-at-home mom. I call them professional mom.
That's
They don't
very
work
true.
outside the home. They work inside the home.
Yes.
That is
That's-
their job.
That's,
And they're a professional mom.
Speaking of an insurance, when people say, should we insure the stay-at-home mom? Yeah, because then after that, you have to have a Mary Poppins.
What are you going to do without her?
Exactly.
That's right. Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
the whole point. And this is where we try to make it easier
Yep.
for people. Because I would rather for the mom take the kids to park and play
Yep.
with them than just put them in front of the TV while she's cleaning.
Yeah.
It's a completely different quality
And
of
it's a
life.
different experience for the kids.
It's experience for the kids. It's a quality time with the family.
Yeah.
Same thing. I would rather for them to go have a road trip on Saturday after they're done with the office work with the kids, then wake up on Saturday morning and make the whole family to clean.
Well, the number of times that we have been out and about, because Allison works here at the office about half the week, around 15, 20 hours a week typically. She's involved in our business. We've had a private a cleaning lady who's been with our family for several years, and we simply open the garage door when she's here.
Exactly.
And then she closes the garage door when she walks into our house.
Exactly.
We trust her completely. She
That's
does her job. We Venmo her, and she leaves, and that's
life
it.
Life is. That's
And
exactly
it all
what I'm
happens
talking
like the cleaning fairy has visited our house.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what I see
Exactly.
it. It's
No,
like-
that's perfect, and that's what I always thought. And it's like with me being with me being networking a lot. I love people. I love connecting with people. But I always tell everybody, I was like, if you have a great cleaner, don't switch.
Oh no!
Don't switch.
It's like a great babysitter. Those things are
Exactly.
commodities.
Exactly.
You want to protect that relationship.
That is
because
exactly very true.
They're such a valuable asset for your
Yes,
family.
that's very true.
So-
because they make your life easier.
I apologize. I have to cut this a little bit short.
That's fine.
We have Congresswoman or state representative. I did it again. She's not Congress. James is not U.S. She's not going to Washington. She's going to Austin.
Right.
Representative Richardson is starting in about 5 minutes. So
That's awesome.
Lidiya Dunn, Made in Texas. You're the best. We friggin' love you.
That's right.
And this has been a wonderful episode.
Yeah,
Thank
give
you.
us a call and we can help you
Yeah.
with cleaning needs.
This has
Absolutely.
been another episode of the McKinney Podcast. We celebrate what makes us unique by nature. Take care, everybody.